Have you ever considered how two things are related to each other? For instance, does more hours of studying lead to a higher grade? Or for instance, do higher grades lead to a higher wage after graduation? And so on. One way to graphically see the relationship between two quantitative variables is to draw what's called a scatter diagram. What we do is, on the horizontal axis, we show one of the variables, and on the vertical axis, we show the other variable. What we then do is plot those points and draw a line to connect those points. The trend line will then give us an idea of the relationship between the two variables. Consider this. There seems to be a positive relationship. As you can see, the higher x is, the higher y is. As indicated by the trend line, that's a best fit, or a sort of good fit, to hit all the data points. But consider this next diagram. This is what's called a negative relationship. As x increases, y falls. Alternatively, as y increases, x falls. So this is a negative relationship shown in a scatter diagram. What if there's no relationship at all? Then the graph would look something like this. A horizontal line. As you can see, when x is low, y is some value. When x is high, y is also some value. And there doesn't seem to be any observable relationship between the two of them. Let's consider a concrete example. Consider this football team. The Panthers is interested in whether interceptions made lead to higher points scored. So they observe their plays and gather the following data. When they made one interception, they scored 14 points. 3 interceptions, 24 points. 2 interceptions, 18 points, and so on. What we can do is graph these, and let's put interceptions on the horizontal and points scored on the vertical. So 1 was 14 points. They also did 1 interception here, and they got 17 points. So this is 14 and 17, and so on and so on. What do you think is the relationship between the number of interceptions and the number of points scored? If you draw a trend line, it would seem to be upward sloping, right? And this is confirmed by the following graph. So there does seem to be a positive relationship. The higher the number of interceptions, the higher the number of points scored. But there are some things you should be aware of. First, the relationship is not perfect. As you will see, the trend line doesn't hit all the observed points. And in fact, it's very rare to find a perfect relationship. We will deal with scatter diagrams more closely in the succeeding chapters. For now, this concludes our session on descriptive statistics. Please pay careful attention to this figure, as it illustrates the types of data and the types of both tabular and graphical methods for presenting and analyzing these data.